Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you guys have heard, but we've been called out on Facebook. I guess you're probably saying we. What you mean? What you mean, Michelle? We? Yes, we. We over 50 folks, over 60 folks who are on YouTube. We've been called out by DoDash. She said, "Get your A, you fill in the blank, on YouTube. We have a lot of wisdom and knowledge to share with the world." And that is so true. Um, I had a dormant YouTube channel for over a year, just only had one recipe on there, wasn't doing anything. But after I heard her call us out like that, I said, let me get my butt on here and share some of this 60 years of living with some folk um, that hopefully won't appreciate and hear it. So that's what I'm going to do today because I'm so passionate about sharing knowledge with folks in order to help them improve. Um, and for me, that's something that I really want my YouTube channel to be about. So, DoDash, I accept that challenge. I'm going to get on here even if I look crazy, stupid. Like today, I ain't have much sleep, so my eyes all puffy, but I really don't care. It's about getting on here and sharing with you some knowledge. So I'm going to tell you about what's important to me. I just heard a tragic story back home. I'm originally from St. Louis, living in Tennessee, about a very close friend of mine's. Her son was recently, her grandson was recently murdered. And I am a boy mom. So what I want to just tell folks, get your babies, get spend time with them, talk to them about what's going on in this cruel world. I don't know all the details about what went wrong in that situation, but what I can tell you, a few things just from my observation. The one thing I did, I have two boys, one 25, one 31. So I do know the challenges of being a boy mom. So I just want to share a couple of things. One, you got to stay on your kids. This young man was only 16 years old. I know I was one of those moms. I stayed in their business, on their business, kept them active, kept them surrounded by strong men, even though they had a dad in the household. But I still kept them around strong role models so that they could, learn the right things to do as a young man. Were they perfect? Absolutely not. They got in trouble just like any other kid. But just like any other mama, when they act up, baby, I loaded the boom on them. I knew and they knew I wasn't going to play because the one thing I was not going to do is to go to a jailhouse and visit my baby boys in jail or bury them early. So it wasn't no compromise. It was absolutely no compromise. They knew what kind of mama they was. The standing joke with them is they got a crazy black mama. They did, show did. Any of their friends that they brought over knew I wasn't about that life. I was gonna make sure that they did what they were supposed to do. And the second thing that I want to say, for me, it was also key to keep my kids, especially when they were younger, up into high school, in church. That was our thing. We were faith based, a Christian family, so we stayed in church. So we guided our children on the principles of faith. I don't know if that young man had a connection with faith or somebody in his life. I wish, I would have known if he did or not. But I know for me, that was important for my kids to stay connected with their faith. And also, thirdly, is sit down and talk to them because the one thing I can say is for us, it was a lot different than what's going on now for them. They got the internet to worry about, They got their friends to worry about. They got so much going on that we didn't have going on in the 80s when we were becoming, of age. Sit down and talk to them. Share with them your experience. Let them know that you went through things that are similar. Or if you didn't, empathize with them, to find out what's going on. I will always ask my sons growing up, okay, what's going on? What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? Now, my oldest son, I pretty much had to pull things out of him. He wasn't one of those kind of kids that would just come up and just talk, 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 talk. He wasn't that type of kid, So you pretty much had to pull things out of. But I knew instantly that mama instinct will always kick in of if there was something actually bothering him, then I would just, tell me what's going on, or let's talk about it, let's just see if we can figure out a solution. Now my youngest son, oh yeah, if there was something going on with him, he was like, hey mama, this that going on, what do you think, he would just give me the rundown, and I would sit down and provide strategies for them so they can learn coping skills on their own. It's a proven fact. Kids are going to experiment from everything from drugs, sex, you name it, in between. They're going to experiment. But if you lay that firm foundation, they don't usually stray too far from that. Or if they do stray, you can come back and remind them, okay, no, this is who you really are. That's not you. So let's get it together. Let's figure out what you are missing or what's going on to get you back on that path. So I'm saying all this to say this: talk to your young men. Start early engaging them in those conversations so that you don't have to go to funerals of 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, etc. Start talking and engaging with them early. Mine was, from the time they were in, daycare. I will always ask them, what's going on? Anybody talk to you? Anybody touch you? Have those conversations with them early. Get role models in their lives early and often. Engage them in activities that they love to do. Sit down and talk to them. Don't think you know all the answers, because again, we are not that generation. This generation is definitely, as they said with us, we're different, they're different. So listen to them and learn what they need to say. Allow them to express in a respectful way now. Not going to be disrespectful. Their feelings to you and what they got going on. And let's hug these babies and show them the right path. We were not perfect. Tell them what you did wrong. If you skipped school, tell them, what you did, how you turned it around. If you did drugs, tell them what you did and how you turned your life around. If you was a thought in them streets, tell that baby girl what you did to turn yourself around. Be transparent. Let them learn from your life so they don't have to go out and repeat the cycle. But that's what I really wanted to come on and say, again, because we're losing too many, of our young folks. And I always say the wealthiest place in the world is the graveyard. So much potential has died early on that we will never get to see. I always say we don't know what cures we could have had because they're probably in the grave. We don't know what could have been invented because it's probably in the grave. Let's stop that trend and embrace our kids. I hope this was helpful. And comment what you would do, you know, for a young man in your life, or if you were that person, what did you do to change your life around to make a difference? I look forward to hearing from you. Hey, DoorDash, you're right. We're here, loud and clear. We heard you. Thank you.